Hey, I'm Ashley. I'm Onya Mike, and we are talking about a really, really hot topic today. And that is how in the world we are all going to move forward with the Facebook ads global outage that happened last week. So if you did not hear, you may want to listen up, but chances are if you're on Facebook or you're on Instagram right now, you were affected in some capacity by the outage. So Onya Mark, get set and listen. Okay. So here's the deal. Y'all know I love Facebook. And if you don't, you'll learn it very, very quickly because we are a Facebook advertising agency. We have specialized for the past several years in Facebook and Instagram advertising. And so it's no secret that when one of these platforms happens to go down, it makes a huge impact. And while I love the platforms and I adore being able to use them, I think if last week wasn't a wake up call, I don't know what is, but it is absolutely critical that you diversify your online marketing approach and use multi-channel marketing, not multi-level, but multi-channel marketing. The reason being, last week and last Monday was just another example that we do not have ownership of the intellectual property or any of the assets created by any of the platforms that we use to market our companies. They are the property of that platform, and anything that we give that platform, they have to use at their disposal. Therefore, it is absolutely critical that if you want to grow a sustainable business over time that is going to be as close to impenetrable as they may come, it is critical that you move off of the platform. So here's what I don't want you to hear. I don't want you to hear, oh my goodness, I never want to advertise again. Listen, I love these platforms. We use them every day. We have clients that have success. So please don't take these outages and situations like this in a vacuum and just say, okay, we're going to just be completely done. There are so much good, and I see so often companies make the mistake of minimizing or magnifying. Minimizing in the sense that, these platforms, I don't need to go anywhere else. Like it's not that big of a deal. And then also magnifying in the sense of, this is the only platform that I need to be successful. Oh my goodness, if this goes down, I can't do it anywhere else, right? It is absolutely imperative, especially if you're an online business owner, to have multiple channels. The reason being, if I look at my brick and mortar clients, my brick and mortar and our local clients that we are able to serve, they have storefront, they have walk-ins, they have print, they have social media across different channels, they have word of mouth, they have event marketing that we're doing. If you're an online business owner and you run an e-commerce, a consulting company, or anything that operates maybe 75% or more online, then you are at risk of being incredibly vulnerable and susceptible the next time an outage like this occurs. Okay. It's so important that, yes, if you have a strategy that's winning and you have a tactic that's winning, you want to grow one tactic at a time first, and you want to be able to leverage that. You want to be able to scale that. But chances are, again, as these changes happen, if you put all of your eggs in one basket and that basket breaks, you're going to be in a vulnerable position. And if you look at the global companies like Amazon, like Tesla, and the companies that are really, really growing quickly and having a lot of impact as a result, they're not relying on one single approach in order to get a result. Sure, they may leverage their strengths and capitalize on the areas that may have the most momentum. But when it comes to really, really amplifying their success, once they've got one dialed in, they're continuing to dial in other strategies and tactics across multiple platforms. And as a savvy business owner, that is exactly what you need to be doing. So how do you move forward? How does something like this happen? And how do you move forward? Number one, I think last week created even more of an importance that you need to own your information. And what I mean by that is when you're running ads, you need to be nurturing those people that come through your email list or through text message marketing or through touches on other social media platforms. You need to be able to capture their information and not just rely on one platform approaches. Let's say you run Facebook ads and you nurture them in a group, right? You want to be able to have other touch points that go outside of that one platform, especially when the platform owns another one. So if your only strategy is running paid traffic and getting ads into a Facebook group and then touching them on Instagram too, do you see the dilemma? Both of those platforms are owned by one, and therefore, if something were to happen and they were to go down, you're going to be affected. So it's really important to consider maybe YouTube could be added to your strategy. Maybe you really do start focusing on sending a weekly email. The next catch is that you really need to do a lot more to get that information of people off of social media anyway. You want to, I mean, chances are when you look at selling gets a bad rep because a lot of times it's viewed through the lens of trying to convince someone to buy something based on what you want them to do. But really all selling is helping move someone closer toward the intended outcome with a solution that you believe is going to be the most effective to help them. A lot of people exploit this, and that's why selling gets a bad rep, is that people use their own selfish motives of wanting to get a commission to outweigh what is best for the client. But in its purest form, all selling is looking out at the best interest and seeing the long-term potential of how you can help a prospective client and helping them arrive at that conclusion. And so when it comes to effective selling, being able to have those relationships off of social media and other capacities is absolutely critical. Think about your closest relationships and your friendships that you have. Chances are that they don't just happen on social media. There's depth to those relationships because you're having conversations, you're reaching out, you're sending them messages, you're doing things together. Even if you're not doing stuff, I know I even have some very, very close relationships of friends that some of who I've never even met in person. It's because we're doing online Zoom sessions and we're talking back and forth. And the thing to remember is that when you're selling, it's absolutely critical to have those touches in another capacity and on different channels, especially considering that a lot of times you hit somebody once and they're not even going to be on your radar. And so the outage provides a really great opportunity to look at your marketing holistically and say, okay, where else can I be engaging with prospective clients? How else can I begin initiating relationships? Maybe it's sending Loom videos. Maybe it is sending gifts. A lot of people have turned away from print marketing and sending collateral, but it can be a really, really helpful, tangible way for someone to recognize you and to build that rapport with you. But if you take away one thing from today's training and from this episode, it's that you really need to be thinking about the future proof of your business and going beyond just one platform, because one platform is enough to get you started, but it's not enough to get you to the finish line. And that's where having a holistic and sustainable strategy. These short squeezes are great. And just like the stock market, they can really be used to get quick leverage and to take advantage of. Growth hacking exists for a reason. But it's really important to remember that growth hacking is only growth hacking because it happens in the short period where a new feature or an update is announced, right? So Reels, if you're wanting to get on Reels, that trend in the virality of Reels isn't going to happen forever, but it is something you can capitalize on. However, the key to remember is that in order to have a holistic and sustainable strategy, you need to make sure that you have a method and you have a means to engage with people other than the platform themselves. Not only will that protect your business and allow you to have that data to continue to market and nurture those relationships, it's also going to give you the longevity to be able to grow something if any one of these companies were to implode and you wouldn't lose your whole business too. All right, that's all I've got. I would love to hear if this episode provided value, what questions you may have. But in the meantime, I hope that you're able to really, really take this insight and go and take another look at your strategy as we prepare for an incredible new year and make some massive leaps in your business. On your mark, get set, let's go.